Hello and welcome to the Comedy Workshop, episode 414. This is our comedy safe space where us comedians test out material on an assigned topic to start with, and then in the second round we work on whatever. We offer each other tags and notes and treat this stream like the booth in the back of the club that we used to hang out in our respective cities with people like each other, but these are the comedians we pulled together into these lovely, lovely rectangles. So welcome to the Comedy Workshop. Tonight on the Comedy Workshop, we've got myself, Jester Lind. We've got Dr. Ellen from Chicago. We've got Brian. We've got Christine Knowlton. The great Jeremy Wagner. Elner. And sitting as still as possible, so his picture looks as clean as it can, it's Bob Grundfest on his computer.
How are you? How's everybody?
Welcome to a packed house version of the Comedy Workshop. So, to start us off tonight, as the host, I'll get this ball rolling and do the cold open. My topic tonight was fantasy novels. So, I decided to try to do all of this without having anything planned out in advance, like all of the best fantasy novelists do. I'm not sure how Game of Thrones is going to end, but my prediction is that it's going to end with George R.R. Martin dying of diabetes. Everybody loved Harry Potter so much in my generation, and then everyone, all of these kids who loved Harry Potter the most became the most radically empathic people. And then the J.K. Rowling, I think it's rolling like bowling is what I've been told. But I don't know, but it's because I'm kind of like editing, like a lot of people, I'm editing her out of my mind now because she's kind of been canceled for being a big turf. And everyone was kind of like, nah, we're keeping the chocolate frogs and the like elaborate wizards and the magic trains and everything, but you could just go off and write weird plays. And actually now that there's actual real estate and there's that Harry Potter world involved, it's becoming figuratively, literally, actually, and literary, it's a literal, figurative turf war. It's a turf war in a lot of ways, you guys. There's a lot of other new things that they're trying to turn into books. In this case, they're trying to do it again with Dune. And honestly, they've cast Timothée Chalamet, and I think that's just perfect because that dude has space face. Just like specifically, he looks like his grandmother, honestly, could have been one of the Roswell gray aliens. I swear. He just has that look. That general spooky, big-eyed vibe. Some of my favorite fantasy books were the sci-fi fantasy books. I loved all of the Halo books except the one that just retold the story of the first game because it was kind of like reading the novelization of a 10-hour Twitch stream. It just it was nothing new. It was just a version of the game where I didn't get to shoot anything and it wasn't as fun. Lord of the Rings really retroactively made one of the vacations I went on as a kid more interesting. I ended up going on a hike over what ended up being the set of Mount Doom. And I was really bummed out about how boring that whole day was until a couple years later when they filmed that movie. And then I found out that I had been, and then the boring place I had been to became cool because it was Mordor now. Instead of just a plain pile of rocks, it was a famous plain pile of rocks. And then retroactively, I became much more happy with having gone on that particular excursion. Oh, man. Honestly, you can tell that the people who owned the house that the kids mysteriously disappeared into in the book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. First off, no one ever tells the story of what was happening when these children disappeared for some period of time back in the real world. But I'm sure they got away with it fine. They were definitely rich. I mean, not walk-in closet rich, but at least walk-in cabinet rich. Anyways, that's all I haven't written down about fantasy novels, you guys. Thank you very much. Jim Music says I have CPR hair. I don't know what CPR hair is. I think I maybe defibrillator hair, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Just been defibrillated here.
Yeah. Well, I need products. And if I'm putting products down, I have to make sure everyone's out of there. I have to go clear.
Nice.
Did I miss anyone's favorite fantasy book series that you are expecting me to hit?
I think you hit them all. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
I tried to take at least one stab at each of them. That, infuriate all of the fan bases at once. And then just try to survive the internet for the next day. That was my plan. I think it'll pay off for me. Cool. All right. Bob, can you hear us, Bob?
I can.
Are you ready?
Oh, am I ready?
Yeah.
Yes, I am ready.
We're going to put you up next here.
Okay. You just let me know.
All right. Please welcome to the large rectangle. It's Bob Grunfest.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. My name's Bob. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
My words were painkillers. So I have a few things. I don't know if it's 4 minutes, but did you see that the first person convicted in the January 6th Capitol riot was sentenced to 8 months? 8 months. That's less than what you get for having the wrong person's Vicodin. Painkillers are interesting because they're about the only drugs that we cut in half. I mean, you'd never take half of Viagra. What's the point of a 2-hour erection? Or would you? Or why would you cut LSD so you only took half a trip? What bus would you take back? The biggest painkiller in the country is Joe Biden. He is just numb. His speeches are so slow, he's cured over 5,000 cases of ADHD in children. Some politicians have an aesthetic. Biden is an anesthetic. And painkillers don't really kill the pain. They just postpone and transfer it somewhere else. I took 3 Tylenol for a headache. 2 hours later, the Knicks lost at the buzzer. And the family that made Oxy, the Sacklers, have to pay a multi-billion-dollar penalty and get out of the pharmaceutical industry. They said they're sorry for all the pain and suffering they caused, and they're moving on to other endeavors. The Sackler coal plant and plastic bag factory opens next month. But, you know, there are a lot of people who think that we need universal health care in this country. And we've been comparing ourselves to Canada's system, Sweden's health system, but I think that's wrong. I mean, if we want universal health care, we should be comparing ourselves to the universe. I mean, I've seen Alien. A slimy creature attaches itself to your face, throws a birthing tube down your throat, and a cute, toothy alien rips out your stomach and skitters across the floor. What's the Aetna copay for that one? Or you're in a transporter and 15% of your body just doesn't make it. Does Anthem Healthcare let you deduct your liver? And if you have a child like Yoda who desperately needs speech therapy, But I mean, that can get expensive. So you better call Blue Cross Blue Shield, or a large deductible you will pay. And that's what I've got for painkillers. Thank you. Any
Can we do the
comments?
comments now?
Yes. Hi. And you had me at Yoda at the end. I was dying. I was just dying. I loved all your one-liners. You made so much sense with, who would take, a half of Viagra, who wants a boner for just 2 hours? It's like awesome. But yeah, the Yoda part was awesome. But I think you just need to mix the words a little bit. I think it's deductible you will pay or something, or pay you will deductible, something like that. I can't get the wording right, but I think a couple of the words needed to be reversed.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
But it was cool.
Thank you very much.
I had a couple of more maybe tags on your thing of the who needs a boner for 2 hours or a 5-hour half job. Which
Wait, say that one again. I think I missed it.
So a half-hour half chub.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have the whole 5 hours of Viagra, but you're only half a boner.
Like you took the wrong half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shrinking half.
That again. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was thinking about the wrong half, but I didn't know. Yeah.
And the other thing is the Sackler family, they're sorry about all the pain they caused with their painkillers.
Say it again. You what?
The Sackler family is sorry about all the pain they caused with their painkillers.
Right.
Yeah, it was in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will put that in there. All right. Anything else?
All I wrote was comfortably numb. You said Biden is numb, but is he comfortably numb?
Okay.
You could
I don't
take
know.
a half of Viagra for the pure thrill of that like adolescent experience of being a middle schooler who's afraid and unsure. Am I going to pop a boner all of a sudden? It's just a little bit of nostalgia.
A
Maybe.
whole new reason to carry those chemistry books again, huh, Jester?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's harder for the ebook generation.
Yeah. Right.
Is that an old person joke? Like it's harder for the ebook generation because they're all younger kids? Like you got a Viagra reference tag?
Yeah. Is that 1,000 textbooks in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Right. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Welcome, please, for the very first time to the comedy workshop. It's Brian.
All right. Hello. Hi. Yeah, hi. My topic today is performance anxiety. Now, let me reassure you that I am happy to be here. But anyway. Now, you might notice I'm intentionally bald. That's because I was worried about my hair. See, I showered 3 times this morning, but it still smelled funny. So, out comes the razor, and now I'm just fuzzy. No. Nah. I wrote that. Whatever. Anywho, I remember the last day at my old job. Have you ever been nervous about making a big presentation? when you realized that the handful of gas station male enhancement you just swallowed was a bad idea. There was nothing I could do but hang a lampshade on it and tell the board of directors all my fresh new ideas. I'm thinking joint adventures with the next generation. You know, get the OK boomers with the OK zoomers. Some new accounting hardware. Some innovative new policies to grab a hold of our blockchain.
Ooh.
And some diverse new hiring practices that breed innovation. And I'm tired now. Okay, yeah. I didn't write enough because I was worried. That's all I got because I was worried about I was worried about procrastinating enough. So.
Hey. That was fun. I loved your character. Had like a fun, like Rodney Dangerfield. Like, yeah, everything was every joke was really solid. Like setup punch. I liked that. Yeah, it was good construction, dude. I love it.
Thank you.
You said something about your old job, and then I thought you were gonna say, "Have you ever been making a Big Mac? Like you worked at McDonald's, but you went somewhere else?" And you lost me because my old job was working at McDonald's, and
Yeah.
brought me back.
I could probably just lose that whole first sentence.
Huh?
You just go straight. Have you had to make a big have you had to make a big presentation when you realized that handful of gas station male enhancement you took to relax was a bad idea?
But working at McDonald's on boner pills would be an experience too.
Yes.
That could
Watch
be a
out
whole.
for the deep fryer.
That's right. Watch out for the fryer.
But they,
Dealing with the customers.
they
Well,
took out.
In that case, you're
there's a
definitely
drive-thru window.
supersizing it.
Yep.
Supersizing it. Yes, that's right. And that's why they don't let you make milkshakes no more. But yeah.
Good.
I
Good.
feel
I'm just
assaulted.
McRibbon, yeah.
That's good.
There was a moment at the beginning, specifically with the growling and the specific joke construction, where I was getting real strong Fozzie Bear vibes. But then and I'm a fan, and like Fozzie, people like Fozzie is very funny. I don't care what anyone says. I dare you to talk trash about my boy Fozzie Bear. I think he's very funny. But yeah, I liked the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did too.
I liked your voice changes.
Yes.
Yeah, you really committed. You really committed to it. So,
Yes.
I mean, that's the key, right? You have to. There's a lot of stuff you can write. You can write for that. I mean, I like what you had there, but there's a lot more that you can go in there, being gruff or being exasperated.
It was fun. It helped set up some expectations to fulfill into Dash. I like that. It's a useful tool
Useful.
sometimes.
Nice.
And you were committed. You were committed to the character, and you never broke character, even when you were like checking your notes and stuff. And I like that. All right. Any other notes for Brian? That was his very first time here in the workshop, and he absolutely killed it.
Good job. Yeah,
Good job.
good job, Brian.
Yeah, another hand for Brian. please welcome to this. I keep wanting to say stage. Large rectangle. Christine Knowlton.
I just have to say, every time I hear large rectangle, I think you're going to say large rectum.
Oh.
Which brings me to my word today, which is vows. Now, I've got to start off on this one part real quick. That I am engaged. I am engaged to a big dick, and no, his name is not Richard. I've got to set the mood here. I've got to go back into story mode. Okay, my father was really sick and passing away. So I was out of state with him. And my fiance said he bought a newer car. I knew his car was going. So I was like, okay, cool. That's great. I was like, what'd you get? And he's like, a 2020, Hyundai, whatever the heck he got. But here's the dick part. I swear he walked right into the dealership, dropped his pants and bent over at a used car and is paying 14.99% interest.
Wow.
All right. So here we go. Vows. Here's where it's at. So one thing I'm glad about is that I never took my wedding vows, and I'm not sure I ever will at this point. But this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That and wedding vows are somewhat completely outdated these days. But I, for one, have never been baptized and don't plan to be. So a church wedding of any kind would be totally out. And plus, I would probably burst into flames and start a fire and just burn the whole joint down. And also, I'm bisexual and just won't get married in any place that still uses the terms man and wife. Like, if I did, I would opt in for the man role. that and I do have a dick. It might not be a physical one, but it's there. All right, here we go. So priests, they're also too nosy. They ask you questions like, will you accept children lovingly from God and bring them up accordingly to the law of Christ and his church? Like, first off, back it up. All right. Accept children lovingly from God. Okay, if that could happen, what would I need a husband for? Mm-hmm. Then we get to the ever classic blank and blank. Have you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each other for marriage? Frankly, we're only doing this for healthcare because, New Jersey sucks. So, yeah. The only reservation I want is the one at the Texas Roadhouse. Because their rolls and their cinnamon butter are amazing. Like, put some steak down on the wedding registry. It's like living the life right there. But, it's like, I'm glad they got rid of the love, honor, and obey. Like I said, I'm bisexual and currently and unfortunately engaged to a male. We'll call him Dick. We'll just call him Dick for this. Okay, love and honor aren't bad, unless you mentally abuse someone, so bad that they can't feel anything like most days. Like, why go through these vows, when you get the first two for free? Am I right? But obey is a bitch, which neither one of my parents were good at. Well, actually, I should say my mom was. They say learn from your parents. Okay, my dad was a cheater. So if obey meant cheater, he would win a golden trophy. If that happened to me, then I would have to say, obey my foot in your ass for all eternity. And that, my friend, are vows. Ta-da, ta-da.
Hey, that was fun. For the
I like the part of the children and things like that. It was good.
children, getting children lovingly from God happened a lot in Greek mythology. Zeus got into some shit.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
I love that. If they came from God, what would I need this guy for? I love that.
I'm gonna have me a Perseus.
you were mentioning that, as you were talking about your material, you said like, okay, they took out a bunch of stuff from the vows and stuff like that. What if they add like more realistic vows? Like, I swear to take the garbage out after 3 times, at least. After you yell at me 3 times. I swear to eventually pay child support on time.
Yes.
And like you can keep going for this if you like this.
Awesome.
I wrote down, if I could accept a baby from God, why would I? Or if you could accept a baby from God, why would you need me? Said Joseph.
Thank you. I miss all these Bible terms because, I'm not baptized. So, yeah. This is awesome. Thank you.
I like your character a lot. I like just how warm you are, and it almost didn't matter what you were saying. I like the stories too, but I enjoyed just your presence a lot.
Thank you. And that is totally realistic what I said there at the beginning. It's like you can't make that up.
No.
Thank you.
I think there's there's got to be a way to expand on that, bisexual line, about marrying twice. Well, if I don't like you, then I'll, find a good woman or something like that.
Yeah, which side of the vows would you want to do? The men's side, the women's side, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining both of you have like 2 people up there. So there's a total of 4, 5, 6 people on this stage. Wait, no. I don't know math. I'm sorry.
You could play it like, hey, I've got options. You think I don't want a dowry?
That's awesome.
Hey, Jester, I
back.
brought this thing to the show because I think he matches your shirt.
Oh, that's
Aw.
adorable.
Oh,
I've got like a little domo, but he's in disguise. He's got a secret fuzzy mustache. It's fuzzy. It's very fun.
He's like, ooh, it's fuzzy. It's fuzzy.
Ah, so fuzzy. Ah. Sorry. You kept it really upbeat, and that meant like you talk like really seriously about some like intense topics, and keep the energy up. And I like that. That worked really well about it, I think.
thank you.
I wrote this joke about a guy named Richard, but I don't know anybody named Richard, so you can maybe use it. But the name Dick is short for the name Richard, but nobody wants to be remembered for a short name.
I went to high school in Shanghai. I went into high school with a dude named Dick Wang, and he was the not Richard, just Dick. Like his parents wanted to give him an English name, and they gave him Dick. So it sounds like a good hard name, strong hard K at the end. But no one gave him shit. He was the captain of the basketball team, and no one gave Dick Wang any shit about it. It was
What if
cool.
that was how he was introduced? It was like, it's not Richard, it's just Dick. And they're like, okay, Dick, thank you for the introduction. No, my first name is Just. Middle name is Dick.
My dad at a business conference ended up in a meeting with a guy whose first name was all one word, no spaces, was Dickweed. And it's like a boy named Sue, except it's a boy named Dickweed, which is like even worse. And so this guy introduced himself. My dad was like, oh fuck. And then in conversation he said, hey Dick, and the guy stopped him and said, no, my name is Dickweed. like hard X-core, like stood his ground. Dude, he was one hard dick weed. And it was like, that's I don't know, built some sort of character.
Yeah.
Your friend Dick Wank. If
Ma-
you switch the last letter from G to a K, it becomes
Oh.
Dick Wank. I'm surprised nobody thought of this.
Man, now that you have no idea how much that embarrasses me to know I missed that I was still listening to puns when I was in middle school, and that just hurts me deep in my heart. Oh, it's fuzzy.
Dick Wake.
Good times. So,
All right. Anything else for Christine?
nope.
All right. Next up, we've got Elner.
All right. Let's go. Okay. Whew. So my topic for today was the sweet spot. Finding the sweet spot in life is challenging. The sweet spot, just like the G spot, can be different from different people. And each person has their own sweet spot, and sometimes it's in their own different field. Like Elon Musk is planning to launch 20,000 satellites into space. He says it's because he wants to make the internet free and all accessible to everyone. But I think that's just because he found the sweet spot to dump all the dead batteries from all the Teslas that he's going to have, right? He's just going to dump them in space. It's not enforceable. Nobody knows it. That's the sweet spot for pollution, basically. If you're wondering if there's a sweet spot for pollution, there's also a sweet spot for global warming. Yes, it does exist. Basically, for world leaders and for big oil, it's the same spot. So once the ice caps melt a little bit more, and we can explore for oil, that would be awesome. For example, Greenland will probably need some freedom, and those troops that are back from Afghanistan are going to have a place to deploy to. It's going to be great. So they're going to be the sweet spot. Also, CO2 is rising and stuff in the world, and we don't want too much oxygen, right? We also need a sweet spot. I know CO2 can kill you, but too much oxygen is basically is the potential to build a habitat for giant insects. And I don't know if we are ready to have like cockroaches the size of dogs running around the world. I don't think they're recruiting for a new army yet. Just because I don't want to join Starship Troopers. I don't think the new switches look like that anymore. You also got to have a work-life balance. I think there's a sweet spot between enjoying yourself and between working too hard. I get it. Everybody needs a hobby, but some hobbies I just don't get. Off-roading, like, is a hobby that I don't really get. So you have giant lifted trucks, you have homemade mods on them, you have stupid flags of your bullshit stupid teams. You might as well join ISIS. It has all the same things, right? Still have the giant, still have your lifted trucks, still have your homemade mods, still have a stupid ass flag. Instead of ripping dunes, you're ripping heads. It's pretty much the same thing. So I wouldn't overdo it. I'd have to find the sweet spot in the middle because otherwise rednecks and ISIS have more than just beards in common. It's just too close. Oh, I think that's all I had for this.
Hey.
That's it.
Oh,
Maybe the Rednecks group could be called Bud ISIS.
I had a whole thing about Budweiser and being piss, and somewhere between piss and Budweiser is like the sweet middle, but I took it out. But yeah, I would definitely put that back in now with the context that you just gave me.
I loved Greenland's gonna need some freedom. That really cracked me up.
Good. I know some of it was clunky because I couldn't figure out like a good transition between the start to like the whole Musk thing, but man, we'll see. Anything else you guys had?
I like the ISIS stuff. Yeah, that works.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like you could have transitioned right from ISIS to the whole part about the off-roading trucks, because boy, did they love them like an off-roading Toyota. Next, we've got Jeremy from Vietnam.
Oh. My topic was babysitter. So like I did some research in Texas where I used to live. The medium wage, the whatever that's called, whatever they're fighting for, the workers. This isn't part of the set, guys. I'm trying to remember the word. Minimum wage. There you go. Okay, so like the minimum wage is $7.25, but you can expect to pay a babysitter from about $12.29 up to $20 per hour, depending on how many kids you have. So like taking care of kids is why people go back to work, because we don't want to take care of kids. So we're willing to sacrifice 2 hours of work for 1 hour of silence. That's way crazy. We can justify paying money to babysit our kids, but not to the person who makes our hamburger with the onions still on it that we requested are not on the hamburger. Like if you were making $7.25 an hour and you paid a babysitter $12, you would probably not have any money to go out, and you would just like have to lock yourself in your room and watch Netflix. I don't even know if you can afford. You'd have to work an hour and a half to get Netflix for a month. That's a lot of work. I remember like when I was 12, my mom left us with a babysitter, and the babysitter was 13. And she was a girl, and so I flirted with her. And then, like, the parents came back, and they were getting drunk, and the parents of the girl gave her a shot of alcohol, and then my mom said I could have a shot of alcohol. And then it got back to my dad that I was drinking without my mom's permission, even though it was all on video camera, because this is the 90s, and that's what we did, is videotape everything. So like it's on video. My mom tells my dad that I was drinking without her permission. My dad made me drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, chase it with Budweiser. I ended up throwing up on the floor and babysitting a trash can for the rest of the night. It didn't really teach me anything. And then I live in an apartment with 3 other people, and we now have a babysitter on the door of the refrigerator. Like this is a little locking system to keep children out of our refrigerator, or alcoholics who are too drunk and we don't want them to drink all of our beer. So they're just trying to keep me away from the beer that I already paid for. And our cat's pretty smart because he opens the refrigerator at night while we're sleeping. That's all I got. I didn't do enough, Robbie. I'm sorry.
I think you should reference a specific movie that's like, since it the Netflix works out to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. That could be like the length of a movie. Like you end up having to work the length of 12 Years a Slave.
Okay, it's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's like the 12 Years a Slave is 2 hours and 15 minutes, which I think might actually work out to roughly the cost of Netflix. I think it went up recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Another 4 hours of work.
Well, I used to go skydiving, and I would like judge things that I had to pay for by the amount of skydiving that I was missing out. It's like, do I buy this 24-pack of beer, or do I wake up and go skydiving tomorrow? Do I pay this $100 electric bill, or do I jump out of the plane 4 times?
Yeah, no one, my internet costs so much, no one ever told me that ISP stands for Indentured Service Provider. Anyone else got notes for Jeremy? I like the circular logic of the working to get someone to look after your kids. thing. That was
so that
That
you
was
could have
fun.
a break. Yeah.
so you could have a break. Yeah.
You got a lot of uses out of the babysitter. You came at it from different perspectives. You started your own experience into it. You put like the play on the cost and stuff like that into it. So you had like a whole bunch of different things, and then you came back, used it as a punchline, used it as a setup, used it everywhere kind of you could. So there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Thanks.
Yeah, you learned like a lot of guys. You can have a lot of fun with the babysitter.
Yep.
God, sorry, that was crass.
12 hours a slave, 12 hours a Taco Bell worker.
I'm just making the
I'm
worst.
doing.
Oh,
But when I did work at Taco Bell, I got free food, so that was pretty good.
is it true everything like comes out of a gun? Taco
Yeah,
Bell,
yeah.
like it's like an extrusion gun.
The beans are like just powder, so like it's weird. All that stuff is weird.
Whoa. So the rehydrated powder stuff? Wow.
Yeah, it's like powdered beans.
Lovely.
We spent most of the mornings putting together pieces of chicken so they look like a chicken. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Like Legos, but for chicken.
Turns out if you flavor blast it with Doritos, Locos, powder, Cheetle garbage, then I don't care.
Put a little Baja Blast in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's my favorite blue food.
Well, I mean, my topic was babysitters. If you eat enough Taco Bell, or if you feed enough Taco Bell to your children, you could leave them in the bathroom for at least an hour and go to like the shopping center or something. Like put us in front of the TV. It's just put him in the bathroom. He'll shit himself. It'll be all right.
They're slower and easier to catch when they're dehydrated.
But they're gonna fall in faster.
They'll just pass out right after that. They'll just-
Mommy and Daddy need to live, Moss.
Would you like any sauce with that? Thanks, guys.
All right. Next up, please welcome to the exclusive, very exclusive large rectangle, Dr. Ellen from Chicago.
Wow, you guys, this is such a wonderful thing. Thanks, Chester, and thank you, everybody. This is so wonderful. So my topic, I love this because it gets me out of my head, and that means required that I get my head out of my ass, so that is good. And speaking of getting out, my topic today, as opposed to coming out, getting out, my topic for today is weather reports. So weather reports are the thing that tells us if it's safe to go out of the house or not. We get to turn on the TV or look at our phone and know if it's too hot, too cold, if it's wet, if it's dry, and what excuse to make if we're going to be late. The thing that hit me, though, is that cavemen, what did cavemen do? Were they just really stubborn and they went out no matter what? Or did they go to the edge of the cave like I do in life and look at the edge of the cave to see if it's safe to go out? But speaking of that, I'm a highly sensitive individual, and it came to me that I need many more than just one kind of weather report. I need a weather report for how hot or cold it is. I need a weather report for how nice people might be. I need a weather report what their politics are, and if they're smart or not, or if they're mean. I need all those weather reports. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why God invented antidepressants. So when I have my right medicine, I'm much more resilient. It doesn't matter what the emotional weather is, but doesn't matter what the emotional weather is at all. But I do. I need those weather reports. I need a fashion weather report. But when I go to work, because I do work in the service business, and gosh, I do work in the service business. I'm an emergency room doctor, and gee, I sure wish there was something we could reconstitute from powder, though, man. I love the idea of refried beans from powder, but man, in the Wizard of Oz, when you put water on the Wicked Witch, she went and she turned into powder. But the witches that I have to deal with and the warlocks that I have to deal with in my work will not be hurt by just wetness. They will not. But let me see now. What else? So I guess what this leaves me is that I'm kind of like a caveman, and I am. I mean, I'm going to the edge of the cave. I'm going to look to see if it's safe to go out. I'm against umbrellas because we didn't have umbrellas as cavemen. And what else? Let me see here. What else? And okay, what else? Okay, in what way? So the weather report, what to wear, whether or not we can use stuff as an excuse. But I think what I would like for a weather report is to know how many if it's an asshole or not before I get there. That's what I want to know. I want a weather report that tells me if I'm going to encounter an asshole today, way before I have to protect myself.
Yes.
So, but life is like that. But so in closing, I would like for you to know, because I am older and wiser, you may go out without an umbrella, but don't forget to take your meds. And
Very important.
no idea what it said, but it made me less nervous.
I've worked with some sports fans, and you could look at whatever teams they were a fan of. You could look at those scores, and it was like a weather report for what their emotional well-being would be the next day. And
wow.
But there would be an actual number to associate with it. So I'm like, time to get the Doug report. How's Doug going to be feeling now that the Leafs did bad? And honestly, for as far as other reports, I like now if I'm planning to go anywhere, I got to check out what's the climate like. Okay, now also what's the vaccination rate like? It's another type of thing I have to put on a weather map.
I like all those weather reports. I need a weather report for this. I need a weather report for all those things. But I wanted to hear more. Like what would those weather reports entail?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You could devise. You got. I don't know how many. I don't remember how many you did, but each one of them is a standalone joke. So, you think about. I don't have any. The hard and fast suggestions. There, but you need a weather report for that.
Helps. That helps. I wasn't sure if it seemed as cool to other people as it seemed to me, but I could totally go there.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting idea. Oh, okay. What would that what would that weather report look like? So try to develop that. I wish I had some specifics for you, but
Oh no, it's good because as you're saying, I could talk about what weather report, what are the recommended medications for that particular weather. I mean,
Right.
I would love to get an audience weather report. I would love to know in certain areas, are the audiences hot or cold?
Yeah.
You're going to have a hot crowd. There's a heat dome. There's a bunch of hot crowds sitting around Las Vegas right now. I know that's part of the weather phenomenon, the comedy weather phenomenon right now.
When you're talking about whether there's going to be assholes outside, I was kind of like thinking along the same lines that Bob was saying with like, be more specific on the weather report for something weird. So outside being rapey with a little bit of racism or something like that. weird like that. But yeah, that's what I had.
I was thinking like, it's like you're going into the workplace or an office, like, okay, it's the 15th of September. Marcia is 100% at PMS.
Yeah.
I need to bring the chocolate with me. Like something like that.
That's awesome. Oh my God, that's fantastic. That's like a weatherman for the office. Oh, wow. That would be so much fun too.
But if you did like the weather reports, you're like, and here's John with the meanie report. And John comes on and he's like, all right, the service business weather report, customers are acting like dicks and they're ungrateful. Or I don't know, it's raining dicks outside, you better wear your rubbers, which are boots. And then like you would go, like after you see the reports, you as a doctor could carry like certain medications in your pocket and just like throw them at people because you knew that you prepared.
I do. Not like I don't do that now. They get harpooned.
Oh, I just got my Xanax in the mail, by the way, Dr. Ellen. Thank you.
Cool.
Did the 90s teach us nothing? A drug that starts with the letter X is going to be crazy. No.
But I'm worried about you guys. I have to go back to this thing about the boner pills. I'm very worried. 4 hours of boners is dangerous, right? They come to me after that.
Yeah.
I think you get a break in between.
Yeah.
It could become gangrenous.
I'm gonna have to do. They come to me after that.
World War trench shit. Like it's no joke.
When they come to you after this, doctor, what the remedy?
When they come to me, speaking of when it's not going away, right? When the boner never goes away.
Yep.
They have to get it. They have to get injected so that it will go away.
You remember when your mom was like, "Don't keep that face because it'll stick like that."
Yeah, like that.
Don't cross your eyes and all that stuff.
She was
Your
head would stay that way.
See what you asked for, and you got it. It's that whole lampshade thing, but
Also, I haven't seen a lampshade in like 10 years.
right. Do kids today know what they are, lampshades?
I think they do, but in the same way that they know what oil lanterns are.
Like that's
they're
in
aware.
the books. It's like, here's the Great Depression in the Dust Bowl, and there's a lampshade in the back. That's all they learn about lampshades.
They use the lampshade to confuse everyone. They'll just look at it, and it's like the enemies come, and it's like boom. They never see it coming.
Look over here, it's a lampshade, and then
Like, what is that thing? What is? It's so foreign. It's so foreign.
One of my coworkers' kids was in the office and they saw a floppy disk on the counter and they went, "Oh, cool! You 3D printed the save icon."
Yep.
Well, I seen a thing where you could buy like Bitcoin, like if it was like a real coin, and I'm like, why would you not just go buy Bitcoin instead of some stupid little thing you could put on your desk that says you have Bitcoin? Like,
Because people are dumb and people that are buying it are already dumb. So it's a good time.
no, but I would pay for a dickhead report.
I would say to those people, also don't buy any wooden nickels.
Yeah.
Gotta go buy some wooden nickels.
Now I sound old timey.
Wooden nickels.
All
I mean,
right.
AA kits?
Here in Canada, all of our money is like plastic money.
Yeah.
We're so oil rich, even our money is made out of oil.
Mm.
Wooden nickels and Canadian pennies.
Yeah.
Worthless.
We'll rule the economy. Next, as soon as we make the full transition to beaver tail credit cards, we will have this global economy locked down.
I'm sure they probably made your money plastic out of fear that you would eat it, and then like you would have to fetch it out of your area and then reuse it again. Like, so you could wash it and reuse it. It's all good.
There is a long running rumor that and like everyone kind of thinks that it's true, but the government's like, no, it's just a weird thing. But it's like all of the $50 and $100 bills, when they're fresh, smell like maple syrup, like a little bit.
Nice.
And the government says like, no, it's some bullshit. But like, I swear to God, they do.
When was the last time you had a $50 bill though?
Recently enough. Earlier today, I had a couple of them, and I gave them a good whiff. Get that maple high. I like. It's a thing.
Did you ever try washing your money and maybe using that liquid to flavor your pancakes?
Just give them a good rub down.
Yeah, it's like marinate them. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's a crime. Something to do with the Queen here. I'm not sure why.
Against Canada.
Proceeds from money laundering. That's a
Well, money laundering is when you have to clean the maple syrup off the money afterwards.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having my pancake rubbed with the $50 bill, but that's just me. You know?
I do have a good recipe for a latte. If you want a latte at home, what you do is you make a cup of coffee and then just put a $5 bill in it. And it's most of the experience right there.
Well, I seen this meme a couple days ago. It said, "I like my coffee like I like my women, without some other dude's dick in it."
Makes sense.
I like the classics on that one. I like my women like I like my coffee, ground up and in the freezer.
Oh.
I said it was the classic. I didn't say it was good.
It was good.
Classic.
Everybody knows it.
So now we're going to move on to the segment where we do our own material and we offer each other notes. And now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get started with this section.
I'll be right back.
Okay. When I'm traveling, I really like to use a travel book. It's better than not using a travel book. Well, the worst thing is to have a travel book and not use it, because then you're basically like carrying a plank of wood around with you the entire time you're on vacation. Maybe second worst is when you use the travel book so much that it gets warped from the humidity of the local climate and it kind of balloons out and each page kind of bacons differently. So then you end up with this large expanded book with every page just kind of wrinkled in one big shape. When you're reading these books, you have to look out. There's all sorts of euphemisms. The whole book is euphemisms because they want to be invited back to these places. These are professional travelers writing these books. So they'll say things like, oh, this place is cozy. That means small. If they say this place has an old country feel, that just means that the place is old. If it says that it's quaint, it means that the entire area is old. If it says shabby chic, run. Shabby chic means it's going to be shitty and it's going to be expensive. Also, I disagree wildly with what's considered to be within walking distance. Sure, it's only 200 meters away, but there's a multi-lane highway between there. If I go on Google, it says it's a 2-minute drive or an hour and 15-minute walk. I have no idea how to get there from here. Any of these guides will that mention that this hotel has breathtaking views means that it just isn't facing the adjacent building. Loads of privacy means that you've booked a hotel in the first 15 minutes of a horror film. Also, sometimes whole chapters of will start with vague warnings. Things like, you'll be greeted by local merchants eager to make a sale, as well as tour guides whose quality can vary significantly, means you are going to be set upon by hucksters. Watch your valuables and don't fall for any scams. Oh, hey, can I interest you in Spartan accommodations with lackluster decor? Because that's a brothel that just got raided and flipped on the cheap. What's your budget? It's super fucking reasonable. Sometimes a hotel is referred to as full of character, which means that there's something so weird that it's too weird for words. So indescribably bizarre that a travel writer can't summon the words for what they're seeing. But rest assured, you'll know it when you see it. If that's full of character, if the guide says that it's full of characters, that means crackheads. If it says it's next to wonderful entertainment, that's hookers. Now, recently, I had a hard disk failure, and it was brought to me, and this person had put all sorts of fun magnets all over the side of their computer. And then they wondered why it started acting weird. Well, that was a bad idea. Sometimes opposites attract refers to polar opposites of magnets. Two magnets, the opposite ends repel, but are they opposites? No, they're just two magnets. They have a lot more in common than they have in different from one another. One's just flipped the other way. People do this too. There's a name for this position and a number. Nice. Magnetism is so misunderstood. Some people use the phrase opposites attract to defend traditional marriage, which I think means defending unhappy, begrudging marriages. But just to circle back to the magnets for a minute, I'm pretty sure the opposite of a magnet is not a magnet. It could be anything. It could be a horse. What I'm saying is traditional marriage is a slippery slope that could lead to a man marrying a horse. And be careful on slippery slopes. I live near a slippery slope, and they are responsible for almost every fall I see. That's my favorite joke. It might be dangerous to put too much stock into the idea of opposites attracting. I mean, on television, sure, lots of dramatic tension. On television, Dharma and Greg got 5 seasons, but in real life, I wouldn't give them 5 months. The same thing is true whether you're writing for television or just for your life. You're trying to live your life. It's that you and your significant other have to be on the same page, even if you're reading different books. But what I mean to say is if you both want the same thing and go about it differently, that might work, and it might be fun to watch in TV or otherwise. But if you want different things, well, then that relationship will not be renewed for a second season. So I just wanted to be. This is a little private. I've been feeling a little negative lately, and also, guys, there's been this worrying discharge on it. My doctor told me to stop wearing wool socks on wool carpets and then touching doorknobs. It was shocking, you guys. It was static discharge. I'm fine. I'm just shocking. Anyways, that's been my time. My name is Jester Lind. Good evening. Any notes,
Yeah.
tags?
There's some good stuff in there. The the travel guide. I'm not sure the part where you said hookers in there. What was the line?
Oh,
What was the line?
if it's next to wonderful entertainment, if that's quite often, that's code.
Oh, wonderful entertainment.
If that's all the detail that it'll go into,
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, there'll be a price list in the guidebook.
I had a tag on breathtaking views. So the views smell. You're right next to the dump.
Breathtaking views means keep the windows closed.
Oh. Well, I just remember whenever we breathtaking views like past a skunk in the car, and you're like, oh, put the windows up, there's a skunk. And then later on, as I got older and could afford better quality weed, I'm like, somebody's growing some good shit around here. I like the fall I see, the slippery slope every fall I see.
That's like my favorite joke. Oh, I love that joke so much.
And you meant fallacy, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he smart or is he just, he's not
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was an intended joke. Pun intended is never, like, no pun intended is never something I say. Like, it's if the pun is always intended.
Yeah, good set. I liked it. The horse thing was good. Like, I mean, a magnet could be anything else. And yeah, it could be a horse.
Of course.
Country boys can survive.
All right. Next up, please welcome to the large rectangle, Brian.
Hey.
Whoop, whoop.
Large rectangle. Yay. Yeah. Okay. Don't really have that. Hi, my name's Brian Hanson, and I'm a grown-up who's got a little bit of the old autism. My autism given me many gifts, and one of the big ones is something called executive dysfunction. Basically, what that means is I'm never going to make it to middle management. I'd make a good CEO, though, seeing as how I don't really care about other people. This is my impression of a nearsighted autistic man trying to read your facial expressions. You look annoyed. Yeah. Has everyone heard about these things called feelings? And did you know that there are other emotions besides anger? See, 6 months ago, I found that all these little aches and pains that my body goes through, they actually mean something. Like when I get pangs here, or that warm, fuzzy feeling, that means it's love. And when I've got tennis elbow, it means I'm hungry and it's time for the buffet. That's where I like to eat like a muppet. You know, I'm over 40 and living with my parents. It sucks, but it's got some good points too. Because I dodged my midlife crisis by saying I'm a really experienced millennial. Yeah. I've also got my own car parked in mom and dad's driveway. This means that when they get on my nerves, I get to sleep in the back seat and pretend I'm camping. Yeah, those millennials love my pickup lines. It's like, how old are the parents you're living with? Yeah, every date is a potluck when you're broke. My parents let me live in the garage. It's even got its own entrance. Totally discreet. Although my mom makes great breakfast. My dad just brought me a full tank of gas. It's in his van. You know, the one I was conceived in. Yeah. Yeah. Here's one rule I have for adulting with autism. It's like, rule number 7. Smell! Oh, teeth. People may think you want to bite them. Remember, not biting people is one way to show you respect and care about them. Yeah. One time I was lucky enough to have this whole bit translated into sign language. And the lady just went, when I just did that bit, she said, lady basically went, yada, yada, yada. So every once in a while, I go, just to remind myself how much it hurts. Okay. That was a new one. Another one, my favorite rule is rule number 9. Practice your grunting. Because even if your words are working, they can still fail you. You always need to be able to express yes, no, happy, and sad. Of course, I've also got this one smile that says, I've held a pen in my teeth for 30 minutes, and I'm really happy about gridlock. I'm in traffic, and I'm loving it. Yeah, and when it's time to leave, I do a creep grunt that sounds like, go, bye-bye. Okay.
All right. That was great. And we've got to say goodnight to Dr. Ellen now.
Good night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ellen.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a perfect grid now. I like it when it's a perfect grid. I miss Ellen already, but now we've got a perfect grid.
But now it's
I liked your set. I think there's a lot of different kind of misdirects, and I liked just like you kind of showed us a little bit about your experience and kind of your perspective, which I like because it wouldn't necessarily be, like how old are your parents, the parents that you live with, all this kind of stuff. That was really good. Regarding I had a couple of tags with that warm, tingly feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's love, but it might also be a heart attack.
That's a lot better. Okay, sure.
You can literally sit like that. Potluck. Every date is a potluck when you're broke. I usually bring gum to the potluck.
It's already been chewed gum. Hey, you guys want some gum?
What else do I have? No, that was it.
I think it's cool that your digs have its own separate entrance, and I bet you probably also have like a real cool high tech smart door.
Yeah, smart door. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Also probably got like a big freezer for maybe a body or something, but typically steaks, hamburger meat, stuff like that. But we could put a body in there.
Okay, sure. I used to prefer popsicles.
I like how you made it personal.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
telling your
Christine's-
story.
Or Christine's coffee. Whose dead baby joke told us honestly was more revealing about the way she keeps her coffee than the way she keeps her dead babies, because we all keep our dead babies in the freezer, you guys, but not everyone keeps their coffee in the freezer. That's the weird part.
I mean, that's what that little basket is for.
Yeah.
It's for the babies, right?
You gotta make sure you label your coffee.
You gotta use the French press for your ground up baby. That's just the smoothest,
yes.
most
That's what I got right
flavor rich. Yeah. Yes.
There we go.
I wrote down like your parents hate you because now you live in the garage, but they hate you even more when you park in the driveway and they have to park out on the street.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The kid's taking our garage, our parking space. What's next, Martha? And then your girlfriend, like you bring your girlfriend over and she's like, oh, this breakfast is great. Where did you order it from? And it's not delivery. It's from my housemate. Or, I don't know what.
Some kids have a race car bed. I have an actual car in here. Who's winning?
There's Christmas lights and there's a clock that doesn't work. Tools that my dad doesn't use anymore.
All right.
I'm leasing out my bedroom to a garage band from down the street.
I figure they can use the garage to woodshed, and then I'll just go sleep in the woodshed.
Yeah.
You said, I think they'll use the garage to woodshed, and then I'll go sleep in the woodshed. Good job, Bob. Or good job, Brian. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, human cat and cold coffee enthusiast Christine Knowlton.
All right, let's settle in, bitches. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. So what's up? What's up, you sperm burping gutter sluts?
Dark.
So when I was younger, I used to wear a training bra, and you know, damn it, to this day, I'm still baffled in what I was training them for. Sure as hell wasn't circus tricks. Mm-mm. My tassels don't go two ways, you know. But you know, it's like I realize I'm gonna get older and I'm gonna have to tuck them into my waistband, you know. But you know, speaking of boobs, like I don't know about anybody else here, probably not. But during the pandemic, you know, I didn't wear a bra, so I'm just getting back into it. And like putting on a bra is like trying to dress a toddler. Like literally, you get one side in, the other one pops out. You know, you get that one in, the other one pops out, and before you know it, you're just like, screw it, I'm going commando or free balling in my case. That's right, I have balls. I wear them on my chest. I call them my chesticles. But you know, venturing south, you know what? Kegels are for men and women. That's right, men. You know who you are. You're the one where your balls dipped into that cold, wet toilet water. Yeah, you know, you gotta keep them tight. A lot of guys are like, hey, baby, you know, why don't you suck on my balls? Well, if they didn't look like Ray flat out pancakes, I would. You know, Like, damn, you got to keep it tight, especially as ladies. Like, I'm over here doing Kegels. It's bench pressing like 250 right now, Like I said before, I know I'm getting older. My boobs are going to sag. I'll have to tuck them in my waistband. But I refuse to tuck my vagina into my shoes. Elephant ears belong on Dumbo in the circus, not my vagina. So I'm a marathon masturbator. That's right. I could go for 6 hours or 6 days. Recently, it's like I've been masturbating a lot lately. And, have you ever masturbated so much that your hand turned puckered? Just me? Okay. So I was like, well, you know what? People are going to start asking questions now. And I have to even out the hands. So this hand I started washing dishes with. That way when somebody says, hey, Christine, what's wrong with your hands? I'm like, well, I like to masturbate and wash dishes, I'm not going to keep that a secret. What the hell, So during the pandemic, I was getting creative with stuff, and take my suction cup dildo, for example. That thing is still stuck on the bathroom wall. That thing is up there. If you try to yank it down, that whole wall is coming to you. Yep. So what did I do? Well, first off, I left it there. But then I was like, you know what? It needs a friend. So I went out and bought a couple more dildos, and I stuck them to the wall. Now I have a dildo rock climbing wall. It's great. I can get clean while being dirty all at the same time. So the other day I was up there, I was climbing my way up and having some fun on the way down. And, it's like I swung around to, going that way. And by accident, that's right. It was like, oh, this feels so good. And then all of a sudden it was like, wrong hole. My wall apologized to me. Later that week, it sent me flowers. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm always confused. Like, take, for example, the song WAP, W-A-P. When it first came out, I thought it was Wet Angry Pussy. Then I found out, I was like, yeah, maybe once a month it's an angry pussy. Once a month it's my angry pussy. When I call it my angry beaver, that is. But no, wet ass pussy. I was like, hell yeah, because if my pussy's wet, it sure as hell ain't angry. So I'll leave you guys with this one, another glimpse into my life. So I'm a squirter.
Okay.
In a female sexual ejaculation way, not the IBS way. That was a shitty joke. Do you want to know why I do stand-up comedy?
Why?
Because when I did it laying down, they called it prostitution. Thank you. I'm Christine Knowlton. Thank you.
Hey.
That was excellent.
Yeah,
Good
good
job.
stuff.
There's some real good stuff in there. I love how you turned your bathroom into like a fun sex toy wonderland. You're like Willy Wonka.
Yep. Willy Wonka.
I gotta ask you, do the schnozberries taste like schnozberries?
They sure do. They sure.
Willy Wonka on his trip to the wrong hole, fool.
Or just when you want to give yourself a real quick Oompa Loompan.
Yes.
So I wrote down, like when you started to wear your bra again, but you had forgot to retrain them. Like it had been so long that they needed retraining. So you started with 1 hour a day. Now you're up to 1 hour and 15 minutes after like 3 months of trying to train them. They're very hard-headed. They don't listen. And then in Michigan, where I used to live, there was Marathon gas stations. So like you were talking about Marathon masturbator, and then if you lived there, you could be like, yeah, I got caught masturbating at the Marathon gas station. And then I was worrying if your dildo wall, is that a load-bearing wall? Because that. And then you said you're a squirter, and that totally made everything sense with the shower. Cause like, see, it's easy to clean up in the shower. You don't have to worry about washing bed sheets and stuff like that. Good
And, you know,
job.
if we're gonna use Michigan gas stations to describe
There
our
you go.
respiratory habits, then I gotta say I'm not really a marathon guy. I prefer the Speedway.
The Speedway.
The Speedway.
Good one.
Also,
Wasn't it-
if you're gonna ask my girlfriend what she prefers the Circle K.
Like,
Good job, Jester, with the
Puns. Constantly. Obscure Michigan gas station chain puns.
But wasn't Marathon was Speedway, right? Speedway Marathon was the
I
same.
think they were. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have
We
to
had
ask
all-
my SO.
We had Quality Dairy or something like QD across the street.
I think your set was great. I liked the jersey in it. Like it came out. I think it was really good. I wanted to see more of that. I was going to tell you in the first set. I wanted to see more of that. But the second set definitely came out. What do they have? The wet ass pussy stuff was amazing. I laughed a lot during your set. So there's a lot of stuff. I had a thing also, another tag. So what's it? If my pussy's wet, then I'm definitely not angry, and then hopefully that happens more than once a month. Yeah.
oh, definitely.
Well, yeah, you could add that. Too.
Yes.
4-hour
fun.
boners. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, half a pill.
And also, one funny part was, and again, I'm going to use a Michigan gas station to say it, but when you gave yourself the BP.
Right. No, that was good. Everything is.
Thank you.
Oh, Brian's been commenting and nobody. So this one was Brian. Brian, this is a comment from Jim. He says parking your car in your mother's driveway sounds incestuous. So really good set, Christine. So wrong hole was funny.
Thank you.
We all love Jim. We can all see Jim's comments here. We can all.
Well, the
Yeah,
people who are in, I guess Jim is the audience, so Jim.
Jim is the audience
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fuck Jim. Then.
quite often, and we all love Jim.
Oh no, we have a comment here from Grow Canvas Grow from Twitch. Oh, there we go. If you want to run with the dildo wall more, you can add that you don't have to pay for a gym membership,
That's
since
good,
you can
yeah.
just do the climbing at home. Oh yeah,
And
that'd be
Jim
great.
is like your husband's name.
yeah. That's awesome. Yes.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Oh,
There we
thanks,
go.
Jim.
There.
Thanks for putting it on the screen for us, Jester.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Thank you.
When you first said you added a second implement to the wall, I thought you were trying to do some sort of DP situation, or did you like set up like stations?
You got like one in front of you for your hand. Like, your hands got to
the hands there.
Okay.
And then they're sporadic. That way I can climb them, and
Yeah.
it's just
And-
easier to insert. It's just
You can work out while you're in the
Honestly,
shower.
I'm lying if I'm saying I didn't want to know what the layout was.
Yeah.
There's one on the floor for squats.
yep. Like, go down, do the Kegel. Yep. Mhm. Ah,
They
yeah.
also
Bathrooms are great. Lots of good suction cup ready surfaces.
Mhm.
do they also change shape with difficulty?
Yeah, some of them get bigger, so you have to pre-stretch before you go there. Yeah.
Different colors like the ones on the wall too, like the climbing rocks.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. Look out! I call this one the Black Diamond.
Take the blue route.
Yeah.
You also
All
have
right.
speed climbing for those really fast days.
Yeah.
And that's my clean set. Damn.
Well, it's important to keep those clean.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, are we talking about the sets or
Yeah. What were you thinking?
the sex?
Oh, that's it.
Mhm.
Next up, please welcome to the large, prestigious rectangle, Elner.
Woohoo!
There we go. Boom. Right. Let's hope the battery doesn't die. Okay, so I really love unsolicited financial advice, especially when it comes from YouTube and it comes from YouTube ads with 17-year-old kids with pimples and headgear going like, "Here, my garage." First of all, this is your mom's garage, right? The Lambo came in the divorce. It's not like she bought this. It's not like it's yours. It's not like you can drive it. I'll give you a little secret. The reason these are Lamborghinis and not Ferraris is you can rent a Lamborghini. You can't rent a Ferrari. You have to. You can't even buy it. You have to buy an entry-level Ferrari for like $250,000, and then you have to buy an intermediate, and then you get invited to buy a real one. So, mom is not gonna help. It's not something that you're gonna see in the real time. And you know what? If you're balling that much from all this money, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a baseball bat and beat the fuck out of that Lamborghini. That's what I want you to do. I want you to see it destroy it completely. Only then I will believe that you're actually balling so hard and out of control, and you can buy and afford a Ferrari like this every other day. Or even better yet, I want you to wrap it around the tree, Paul Walker style. I think that tree hated the franchise Fast and Furious more than even I did. But at least that tree went away and actually did something about it, when I just talk about this. That's all I had for now that I had to check. Oh, you know what? I had another one that I wanted to see if it will work. It has nothing to do with this, but let's see. Men, did you know? I just recently found out. I am assuming that most men also don't know this. That women have, when they want to get pregnant, they use a calendar, like an electronic calendar, to tell them when they're ovulating, when they're on their period. Just ask a man, any man that's near you, when you're ovulated. We'll give you the answer real quick, right away. Yes, you're pissed off. Everything is fine. You're on your period. We know. I don't know. Yeah, that was it. I don't know if it was working. It was literally just last minute thought. We'll see how it works.
I love that the way to convince you, for someone to convince you to trust that their financial advice is to, you need to observe them making a terrible financial decision in front of you. Just a terrible decision.
Especially if it's a rental and you have to pay back the whole insurance because you're ruined.
It was fun.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't think ovulation happens during the period. It happens like 2 weeks after the period. So you were getting tricked into having a baby without even, we're not having period sex, because that's when you get pregnant. We wait a couple of days, and then that's how you get caught, buddy. Watch out.
I fucked that up a little bit.
You come home and your wife's got like, there's a pizza, honey. You shouldn't have. Is it a special day? No, honey, it's not a special day. You're getting me pregnant tonight. You don't even know it. Your favorite movie's on the TV. You know she hates that movie. Honey, let's watch a movie. I love this movie. And yeah, she's got a motive. Be careful, man.
Slip you in those boner pills, the gas stuff from the start.
The boner pills, yeah.
She wraps one up in a piece of pizza, like, giving a dog its medicine.
But just only the half of Viagra. Only the half.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
the time to take a half the Viagra.
I don't need this guy keeping me up all night. I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I just gotta get a little bit.
Oh man, just a little bit.
Just
Not enough, but just a little bit.
Just the tip.
Any other notes?
Good job.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
good job.
Yeah, that's all the notes about the period. Full stop.
Next up, it's Jeremy.
Oh, so I was walking down the street last night, and a lady stopped me, and she asked me, "You want boom boom?" And I said, "Yes." And then she took me back to her house and tried to sell me a bass guitar. Like when I moved to Asia, I had a dog. I'm a shitty fucking dog owner. I left that dog with my mom, knowing how well my mom raised me. You know, that's kind of a bad pet owner. And then my dog ended up dying. And my mom, she told me that she got the dog cremated so that we could do something with the ashes and stuff like that. So I went home like 2 years ago, and I spent about a month and a half there. And I get there the first night, and my mom's like, "Hey, give me a day or two, and I'll find your dog's ashes." I'm like, "All right, cool, no worries. You know, he's dead. It's not like it's gonna do anything." Like a month and a half goes by. She's like, "I still haven't found those ashes." It's 20 kilos of ashes in a brown paper bag. Like, I kind of just think my mom took my money and buried the dog in the backyard, but it was more expensive to tell him that it was cremated, so I had to give her more money, and then she just put all that money in her pocket. Maybe the dog's not even dead. He's still alive 17 years later. I'm just kidding. So it's weird how, like, the internet works. Like, I can post a joke on Twitter. I'll get 1 like. I post the same joke on Facebook. I get 50 likes. And those are people who know me and who are supposed to be my friends. I went to Reddit and I posted a joke and I got 1,600 likes in 18 hours. Like, I am done. The internet is done. I have made it. I am a celebrity. You guys are actually being influenced right now. Drink Coca-Cola. I'm not a very good speller. I don't know if that's a word, a speller. But I do know that the word attitude is not spelled with 2 D's. They're more subtle T's. That's why I wrote that one for you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I don't really know what else I'm working on. So like living here in Vietnam, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go where there was no white people. So I got on the city bus, and like halfway through the bus trip, a guy gets on the bus and he's got a knife in his hand and he's yelling in Vietnamese, and my life flashed before my eyes. I could remember my first kiss, and I remember losing my virginity at a late age. And then I remember my mom telling me, "Don't ride the public transportation because that's where psychos and killers and poor people ride." And I was like, "Oh, Mom, we're poor." So yeah, the guy behind me said 1, and the guy pulls out some bread and like makes a sandwich. He sold 5 more sandwiches on that bus trip, and then he jumped off. It was a very close day for me. I almost died, remember? And I learned on that day that the Vietnamese banh mi sandwich is to die for. So I go to the internet and I learned Vietnamese, but I learned northern dialect. So toi muan mua banh mi. It means I want to buy a sandwich. So I go to the local lady and I say this. I say toi muan mua banh mi. She says 1 million Vietnam dong. That's $23. Or that's $43. The last place the guy on the bus sold them for 50 cents. So there's like, this is an expensive sandwich, right? So I pay for it. I get the sandwich. I begin to walk away. She taps me on the shoulder. She says, "No, you boom, boom." And she points, and there's this girl in the back corner. So apparently this expensive sandwich comes with free sex. We go upstairs, and we had a fun time. I probably don't have enough time to tell you about all the details. Well, actually, I do, I'm sure, because it's very short. But anyways, I was putting on my clothes after we finished, and I look over, and she's eating my sandwich. So I'm still hungry. I went downstairs. They had a 2 girls, 1 sandwich, but no 2 sandwiches, 1 girl. So I had to get another sandwich. That's really all I got. Get you a Vietnamese sandwich. They're good.
Did you leave your sandwich on the nightstand?
No.
For when you were trying to get the bass guitar, I added some roll of got some roll of 3s tags for you. So, you want boom boom, fat licks, no strings attached. Those all 3 of those things could plausibly be about either a prostitute or a bass guitar.
Yeah.
There was just an absolute cracker of a joke here from Jim. Never perform oral sex on a woman who's ovulating. You might end up with egg on your face. I love that. And so someone was ahead of the punchline.
It's Coca-Cola in this glass. It's not a wine glass, I don't think. Just a glass.
Oh yeah. Oh, you in your actual hand, yeah.
It's 10:51 in the morning.
It's in the morning. He's in a different time zone. It's Vietnam. Just be happy his soft drink isn't in a plastic bag.
Oh, okay. So the stringing along. Okay, I was wondering where that fit, but that's also the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Roll the dice, man. I'm not gonna put that one up on screen, Jim, but just roll the dice. Look for the Adam's apples.
Oh, that's Taiwan, that's not Vietnamese.
That's true. That's more where I was.
So one of my friends actually sent me this video of this really sexy girl in the shower, and then like you turn around and she looks like 40 kilos, which is very small, and then she turns around and like has like a dick like the size of my arm, and like it reaches down to her knees. That's how tiny she was, but the dick was huge. Like I can send you guys if you want the video. I'll forward it.
Nah, I don't want.
I think that could be done by request.
You don't have a list.
We all don't.
Okay. I'm going to be kicked out of the country tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Just making sure you grab me one of those sandwiches first.
All right, I'll bring you one back.
Sandwiches?
Well, Jeremy.
No, I was talking about the woman. The woman.
Oh, okay.
At least you loved it long time.
Oh, if I got the 2 girls, 1 sandwich, then that would be a sandwich in itself. I'm going to write that down. That's.
Oh, yeah. And that's a wrap.
Or a sandwich.
Next up, we've got Bob.
Hello, everybody.
Hey. We see you.
I was listening to a rapper named Offset. Nice to name yourself after a printing process. I imagine the other rappers on his label are named something like Mimeograph rotogravure. Maybe Etch-a-Sketch. You can shake them and they forget the lyrics.
Oh,
My rapper name is Paper Jam. I've been eating Frosted Flakes for many years, but I think it might be time to move on to breakfast meant for someone older than 7. So I came up with my own here. High fiber Lucky Charms with Metamucil moons, spinach stars, kale clovers. And for those who need a less resistant cereal, there's new soft enamel Rice Krispies. We've replaced Snap, Crackle, and Pop with Nap, Krabby, and what? When you pour milk on it, it makes the sound you make when you get up. Yeah. And it's all conveniently located on the lower shelves. I could just reach for it. I bought some of these, and there are prizes. They put prizes in the box, like you had little prizes in the old cereal boxes. So they won one of them. I got a tennis ball with a little cut in it for the bottom of your walker. And they also had, one of them had replacement parts for the chair lift. And then the Rice Krispies, I got a Miracle Ear, but I just got the left one, so I'll need to get another box of cereal for that one. I went to my bank website, and they said my password was disabled, which I thought was highly insensitive. Disabled? Are we still using that word? My password has feelings, What if I said your website was retarded? You feel good now? My password is ADHD. Maybe it has trouble concentrating, or it is differently abled. And it also said my password had to be case sensitive or use special characters. So now you call my password disabled, but now we have to be sensitive and recognize differences. What's this? All cases matter? Who cares about that when you're calling someone disabled? What we need are barrier-free passwords. Handicaps lock was off. I think that's all I have here. Yeah, that's about it. Just a few things. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Anything?
Yes. First of all, the mimeograph was hilarious, just as a word. I have no idea what that means, but it was funny. And then I liked everything else. I had another tag to add to the password. My password was in the trials for the Paralympics. I'll have you know.
Okay. No, I like that.
You can put that in the mix if you want.
I loved the printing stuff.
Yeah.
You are a font of typography jokes.
Thank you.
And
I have a bunch of them. I have a whole list of stuff. I said mimeograph, but I also have let's see, lithograph, misprint, vellum, cardstock. But I think mimeograph is one of the funnier ones.
Mimeograph is hilarious. I have no idea what it is. It's just funny.
Yeah, it just sounds funny.
Did you cut all of that material because you thought it was only marginally funny?
Oh.
Funnier than that, even.
Just ask his girlfriend, Dot Matrix.
Dot Matrix. The rapper named Xerox. That's from that 90s period when everything cool had X's in it that I was talking about. Word.
Right.
I loved the Etch-a-Sketch material.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many people are going to get that one, but it's
well, I hope lots of people get it.
Thank you. Yes, you actually have one. Look
the
at
workshop.
Nice.
I did that as when you mentioned it.
I just like whenever you said the tennis ball, I was thinking you're like, yeah, I got my tennis ball. When I opened the box, I got the tennis ball, but my tennis ball was cut with a hole in the side of it. And then I found a bunch of drugs inside of there, which was cool. And the tennis ball actually fit on my walker.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I was like, why would they put a tennis ball? I mean, you explained it. I understand what they said, but like, yeah, that's a weird little gift. You only got one?
So there,
Right. Well, look, if you want the full set,
yeah, you gotta eat for it.
Now it's an 8-ball of cocaine as well. Like they were using they didn't think old people were gonna buy cereal with prizes in it, so they were using it as a drug trafficking operation to ship their tennis balls filled with drugs around the United States. And you just happened to be the one person who bought and discovered the cocaine. So now you're like on this health kick as an old guy to go to the local place and buy all of the fucking shittiest cereal.
Okay.
I don't know.
I can go that way.
I liked the high fiber Lucky Charms stuff. I thought there was a lot of good stuff in there. If you could, as a slogan, you could have for magically big shitters.
Okay. Yeah, I'm writing all these down. Good. Thank you.
And the prize was another pair of underwear.
Oh.
Oh no, they're after me, fucky charms.
Shitty charms.
Well, thank you very much.
It was good.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, now, Bob, do you have anything to plug? Other than your modem?
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, that's what's in. The modem is like right by my foot here, so I don't. I mean, like I said last time, everything was good. I don't know, Bob Grunfest on Instagram, and I guess I need another lamp to plug in so everybody sees me. But yeah, so Bob Grunfest on Facebook, Instagram.
It's
Yeah,
like
thanks for
if you're
doing
on the dial-up internet and his mom just picked up the phone and disrupted the connection.
Right,
Now
right.
Get connected again.
The party line, right? You got
Get off the internet, Bob.
the next door neighbor.
Yeah. Elner?
I will be on the workshop. Stuff is now open, so there is. I'm in Toronto. There is comedy on Monday nights at Victory Cafe, and then there is cowbell comedy on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights at the Toronto Music Bowl or something like that. Toronto Music something. Cowbell comedy. Look at cowbell comedy.
Nice.
That's it.
J-Swag?
You can find me in the corner crying many times, but we're on lockdown, so I just do that in my room. That's it. Twitter is right there. Instagram's right there. I'll be here in a couple of days again. It's all right. I ain't got nothing.
Brian?
I'm on Facebook. Let's see, Instagram. Cookie.
Christine?
Okay, you can see me live this Friday at the Turnpike Comedy Festival up in Roselle Park, New Jersey.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I saw your name listed. I saw your name listed. I'm from New Jersey too, so go get it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah, everybody can find me at, on Linktree my name, Christine Knowlton. You can find tickets for the shows that I'm in. I run Catbox Comedy on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's about it for now. I know next month I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm there for play, and then I'm also invited back for comedy.
Nice.
Great job.
Good luck
Thank
at the festival, yeah.
Thank you.
And you can catch me every Wednesday right here on the workshop. And also the fourth Wednesday of every month, which means next Wednesday, is an all musical comedy episode of the workshop. So if you know anyone, we'll be posting about that. We still have a little bit of room in there because that one moves quite quickly. Because no one's like, I'd like to add an extra joke on top of that, because then you also have to like change a rhyme scheme, and no one wants to get involved. Christine, if you'd like to get involved, we run it the same as a regular workshop, where it's an assigned musical comedy, an assigned topic on the first half, and then open in the second half. And you can follow me on Instagram, which I post mostly just pictures of my Etch-a-Sketch. And for episode 414, thank you. And good night.
Good night.
Take care. Good luck. See you, everybody.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.